Hello, welcome to another video, and I'm pretty sure there is like a civil war going on, or about to happen at least, in gaming. As you can see, we're back on some Cold War because of all the Call of Duties right now that I have any desire to play. Cold War is probably more in Modern Warfare 2 because I have a ride on Modern Warfare 2, so what else is there to do? I don't know why, but gaming Twitter was just in a fucking frenzy. It felt like everything that was going on, it felt like everything that had anything sort of related to Call of Duty or gaming in general was just a bad time on Twitter this weekend. But this all started with the big Faze drama recently. What the fuck? But I feel like if anyone has ever played a Call of Duty game, they know what Faze is. It's been around for literally ever. It's pretty much Faze and Optic are the two Call of Duty brands that have been around since the golden... Oh, fuck off. That's pretty fucking cool. How did I lose both my legs? But they've been around since the fucking dawn of the gold age of Call of Duty type of thing, right? And they've been kind of... It's been a very slow death for Faze lately, it seemed like. Is what it is. I'm not going to get too much into it. I think that whole drama is just kind of just dumb. I mean, like, I understand it, the fact of them straying so much away from what Faze was and kind of was built on and everything. But at the same time, like, so much shit has been going on with Faze. I recently saw a video, and I remember when this happened and everything, but when the Save the Kids fucking crypto shit was all happening, I was watching some older videos kind of talking about that and thinking, holy fuck. Like, how much crazy shit can one organization, like gaming organization, let alone any other organization, go through within a small amount of time and end up being what they used to be? Like, I don't know. It seems like it's pretty fucking bad, but it is what it is. Now the big shit that was going on in gaming overall. If you didn't know, Lord of the Rings Gollum recently came out. Boy, is that game a fucking doozy. Yeah, it's tough to look at, tough to everything, and people are not thrilled, obviously. What a fucking perfect kill streak this is. But this Gollum game came out, and boy, it's fucking shit. It's terribly optimized. Everything about it is just... It's tough for gaming overall, I should say. And I'll put up the little collage of all of the different games recently that have had to tweet out literal apologies because of the performance of their games recently. But this has led to some infighting a little bit between developers and gamers. I saw a little bit of it on Twitter yesterday, I think it was. I'm going to start this by saying absolutely no game developers should be harassed. All this shit, it should not be taken in a personal way at all. They're people, and they're just working on games to make us entertained and happy, right? Now, with that being said, I am a gamer, so I'm on the gamer side of this war, or I should say the consumer side of this fucking bullshit going on. And essentially, it's mainly developers are mad at gamers because gamers are complaining because a lot of games recently have been released with absolutely terrible optimization. If a new game's coming out, it's a coin flip if it's half-baked. Especially for PC ports, I find it. Consoles, I think they're usually more stable. I think that's because they're not trying to optimize for so many different things. It's like a PlayStation 5 and 4 maybe, and the Xbox Series consoles, and the Xbox One, maybe. While PC, there's so many different specs and different, like, components to just one PC alone, and different configuration of components for everybody's PC. So I understand why PC ports end up being in worse condition than console ones, usually. Console versions do also end up being fucked up at times, which... That's, like, it's a console. How do you fuck it up? You're making it literally for this. How do you fuck that up? But developers were pissed off, and all I have to say to them is, I understand that they get pushed for releasing things on a certain deadline. So it's hard to, like, be that mad at developers, you know? It's usually not developers that are at fault. It's usually the management of these companies that tell them you have to have this game out by then. They make the game, they're trying to optimize, it's not ready, and boop. Whoopsies, it's a pile of dog shit. That guy did not deserve that death at all. But developers do have to understand why gamers slash consumers are so fucking pissed off at this point. I think we got to a certain point, for gamers at least, that we understood COVID and everything happened and why stuff was delayed, and it was mainly, please leave it delayed until it's done. And a lot of developers, or a lot of these companies, are now forcing the issue and not waiting until it's done. Thank you, Cyberpunk, for starting this fucking trend, it feels like. But we're to the point now that gamers are just so fed up with hearing the same song and dance. Oh, the game's not ready yet. But it comes out anyways. It's absolutely dog shit. People wasted money because it's not ready, and then they have to sit there and wait until it gets patched and have to read a fucking bullshit apology. What did I just walk into right there? But gamers are sick and fucking tired of it, and I think we have every right to be, honestly. Like, we're the ones that have no... Like, we're going in relatively blind a lot of times when we purchase a game. And we're just going off good faith and what the marketing and everything has put out there and what we're expecting. And then to just kind of get screwed out of whatever you pay for the game because it's not finished. Like, that just leads to people feeling, like, jaded and losing trust and potentially pushing people out of gaming. Like, why even bother playing games if they're always not done, if I'm always kind of feel like shit once I first play one. And that's funny saying that because of how Gollum came out recently, right after Tears of the Kingdom came out, which people are like, easy, game of the year, right? I really do think that gamers need some forms of protection because it feels like we are in the shit end of the spectrum a lot of times, where it's like, well, you bought it, so it's your fucking thing, obviously, right? And like, if you think about the greedy ass monetization that happens throughout gaming, there's nothing, we're just stuck with it like how it is. We don't have anything to protect us. Now, obviously, if you don't want to buy a loot box, don't buy a loot box. If you don't want to buy a skin, don't buy a skin. It's easy as that. But you know, they have psychological type of business practices to try and get people to spend more money. And it's pretty shitty, but there's nothing against it right now. And there's currently nothing against companies claiming that a game can perform at a certain, let's say, frames per second. It happened with Redfall. That also came out recently, which is fucking mind-blowing. How it was promised 60 frames, and then it comes out, and then, sorry, it's capped at 30. Like, little shit like that over time just kind of... It really just kind of fucks with you as a gamer, having to worry about these trivial things, like trivial things in a way, I guess. Am I even going to get everything that I think I'm getting with this game? To me, if the gameplay isn't what you wanted it to be, then that's just kind of like I'm sorry, you didn't like the game. There's nothing that the developer or anyone did wrong. It ran perfectly well, but you just didn't like the game. But when it comes to all these fucking performance issues right now, they should find some way in good grace to kind of do a good grace to the players, I guess, for people that buy it day one. And then they have issues because the game's not fucking optimized. It can barely run. And they're sitting there either having a game that they have to struggle to play through and they're gonna hate it or feel like shit playing it. Or they have to wait, which they might as well have just waited so everyone didn't get this feeling of just shittiness that, oh, it's not good. You know? This live service kind of wave that's taken over gaming, especially now. It's just getting worse and worse. I think this whole thing has really got accelerated with COVID because so many new people decided to try gaming. They got into the gaming hobby, and the exact same time that happened, developers had to work from home, so there was a big shift and everything got delayed. How they worked changed massively. And now we're kind of out of it, and developers are still kind of in that limbo type of area, working from home / in the studio. And I don't think necessarily standards got lower, but their process of making games definitely got more difficult. And I think management still wants the profits, so I'm sorry, who's losing here? And it turns out it's the consumers. And this live service model has really emphasized the whole patching it later, because they do updates way more often rather than here's the box game, go have fun. Nowadays, you get a game, it's gonna be bugged. You just expect it. You expect a day one patch. You expect another patch probably within the first week. On the overall spectrum, I think gamers are now to the point where getting taken advantage of, in the fact of like, we're going into so many games blind, and these management and companies and even some developers, I'm sure, know that, and that they can cut some form of corners to get the game out and have some sort of process of fixing the bugs that it releases with before it's even released, so that they can have patches worked on ready rather than just fully working on a patch as soon as it's released. Like, I feel like they know most of the bugs when the game is released, and that is just so fucking wrong. But that's going to do it for my little tangent on the whole gaming industry right now. It just feels like a lot of shit's going in shambles. And hopefully this shit doesn't persist. Hopefully gamers and developers don't go at each other's fucking throats. Leave a comment what you think about this whole situation. How you feel as a consumer, as a gamer, feeling after seeing games like fucking Gollum and Redfall recently. They're just... fuck. I'm not making a video on Redfall because... But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Please consider subscribing. I'm literally, at the recording of this, I'm at 99 subs. So it's going to be insane hitting 100. So thank you so much. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.